lot going on.
I'm currently talking to 5 women, but there's no possible way that I could continue to seek another sister wife if we don't correct the situation with Kayla.
Everyone.
Kimberly is a woman that we've been talking to for a couple of months.
Just make sure that you don't leave me and her alone.
With a woman named Alexandra.
What if I want multiple husbands?
Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Who is ready for more creepy men looking for multiple wives because they have small egos? Me! Guess what's back? Seeking Sister Wives. It's returning on March 22nd. And we have some of the same families coming back and some not, and some new ones. 5 total families, and it's coming back on March 22nd. And TLC just dropped a teaser today. And this is going to be a doozy because we have 5 families, 2 returning, 3 brand new. Who's gonna be there? What's going on? What are the storylines? Let's talk about it. Who else thought this show had been literally canceled? I thought it was over. It hasn't been on the air for such a long time. And after there was, at the end of the, after last season, where one of the cast members passes away from a motorcycle accident and the Snowdens' relationship with Vanessa implodes and Vanessa goes on this tirade basically calling them, you know, Dimitri creepy and saying that Ashley was super controlling and she had to change her whole life to be with them, la 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 la. I honestly thought that the Snowdens would never be back because I felt like their relationship was so tarnished. But I also realized that the Snowdens are very polarizing and that Dimitri has a personality, and Ashley, that will bring in viewers. Ashley and Dimitri are back, and this season is going to be bringing up to speed after Vanessa leaves the family, right? So Vanessa dipped out and they thought they had their perfect sister wife thing, and then she left. And now they're bringing in 2 women at the exact same time.
How often do you get 2 potential sister wives at the exact same time? It also definitely sets the stage for intimacy to take place.
Speaking of sharing, we already set the D schedule.
This sounds like a recipe for disaster, and it'll probably be for good TV. So apparently they have 2 women, Crystalline, who's a single mother who actually lives in South Africa, and Taylor, who's a henna artist who is from Atlanta.
Oh, I like it in the morning. Crystalline can be getting D in the night.
That's kind of scary to think about.
And this is going to apparently have some issues because in the clips, you can see them talking about who's gonna get the D and who's not gonna get the D. Part of me just thinks that Ashley doesn't want to share Dimitri and she's just doing this for Dimitri so that she doesn't have to give it up to him all the time. And the other part of me thinks that she just wants someone to do all of the work in her house, which was kind of what Vanessa was saying, was that she kind of felt like Ashley just wanted someone to be the mom and then she didn't have to do as much, and she wanted someone to share in her responsibilities. So I don't know how well this is gonna go, and I'm like, I don't even really know if they're polygamists or not. I don't know if they are just swingers or if they have this idea that they want to be polygamous, but I've never really gotten this vibe with the Snowdens, but they're back, yay!
This is weird. I don't know what to say, honestly.
Right now, I don't know what the hell's happening.
So who else is gonna be on this season? Well, the Winders, yay, the Winders. They are the Mormon fundamentalists who were actually on last season as well. They are from Southern Utah. Colton and his first wife, Tammy, have 1 daughter. And this season, Sophie, his second wife, is expecting their first child with Colton, and it's a baby boy.
Sophie's pregnant, I'm not. It's hard to always be really excited for her.
And of course, while pregnant and all living together, so they're all in one house now, Colton is courting or pursuing a woman named Kimberly.
I'm really excited to keep learning more about everyone.
Kimberly is a woman that we've been talking to for a couple of months.
Just make sure.
This sounds like Cody going after Robin when Christine was pregnant. What is with these polygamous men trying to find someone else while their other wife is pregnant? Isn't one pregnant wife enough?
Just make sure that you don't leave me and her alone.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any
We'll keep you honorable.
Colton seems to be the one on the fence about adding more, and the other wives are more interested into it. So there's that. And apparently there's going to be some jealousy because, you know, this is so Tammy isn't pregnant, and it's weird for her not to be going through a pregnancy with Sophie. I didn't know that the sister wives wanted to have babies together, but alas, that's true. So I always thought Colton was kind of a dud. He was so boring. I can't believe they actually brought him back. Anyways, then a new family, the Merrifields. So there's Danielle and Garrick Merrifield, and they live in Colorado. They are married and have been married for 13 years, and now they're getting divorced for polygamy. They're getting divorced for polygamy.
This is a dissolution of marriage.
The only way to get Roberta from Brazil to America is for Garrick to legally marry her.
So according to the press release from TLC, it says Garrick believes God led them to a plural lifestyle. They always say that. These guys that want more than one wives, it's always like, God says I need to have more women. Only women could do that. Anyways, he says God led them to a plural lifestyle. And once Danielle agreed, it wasn't long before they met their dream sister wife, a Brazilian bombshell named Roberta, who speaks only
To legally marry her. So Garrick and I have to get divorced for that to happen.
What if he just decides to leave you for Roberta and you're left alone with nothing?
Wow. The Merrifields love her so much that they are divorcing so that Garrick can legally marry Roberta and get her to a visa to come and live with them in Colorado. And when they reunite in Mexico, Danielle begins to question their future.
I wish that Garrick would reassure me that he isn't in this lifestyle to just leave me. Sister, I need to tell you something.
I love her.
How much do you really know her? How much does Garrick really know her?
Sister.
Imagine having to get a divorce so your husband can marry the new wife so that he can bring her in legally to the United States. This seems kind of like a recipe for disaster, because what happens if once the divorce goes through and he brings the new wife in and he told you that he was doing this all for God, you find out that he was really doing this because he wanted to bring this girl in that he was having an affair with, and he didn't tell you about it. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from that, but that's just me. We'll have to wait and see. Then there's the Clarks. Jared Clark, who has two queens, Vanessa and Kayla. They live in North Carolina. It says while Jared and Vanessa are moving into a new house, their sister wife, Kayla, has not been feeling like a valuable member to the family, and they're trying to mend their plural relationships before adding.
I'm currently talking to 5 women, but there's no possible way that I could continue to seek another sister wife if we don't correct the situation.
A little more important than mine.
We could switch. You go work.
More wives to it, but then they confront Kayla about the tensions between them, and she doesn't have reactions that they'd hoped for. And he's apparently talking to like 5 other women.
Pop your hood up. So Emily's a friend of mine, and she's starting to become more curious about polygamy.
Again, I think some of these men go into polygamy because of the ego and the status, and like they just want to have their hair. I don't know that a lot, there's only like one family that appears to be Mormon in all of this, and the rest don't seem to have any ties to religion. And that's an aspect that I don't understand. Like, why would you willingly pick polygamy if it's not for religious reasons? It sounds like a nightmare for a woman. That's just me. Okay, so Sidian and Tasha Jones. You guys, I don't know how to pronounce his name because honestly, they don't really show much about him in the preview other than he's meeting a new wife. And it says they live in Idaho, where Tasha was once Sidian's second wife until the first wife left them. After taking time to heal, Tasha and Sidian are now seeking a sister wife again, but they find out it's not as easy as they thought it would be to find the perfect match. And he apparently has a date with a woman that wants to have more husbands.
Hi, how are you? I've been chatting with a woman named Alexandra.
What if I want multiple husbands?
My thoughts here are, one, the Snowdens is going to be dramatic. I am guessing that there's going to be a whole bunch of women fighting and them realizing that Dimitri is totally a tool bag, and Ashley just wants to control them and wants them to be like her housemaids. And the Winders, I can't believe another woman would even want to be around Colton, who is literally like vanilla toast or vanilla ice cream. He's just so plain. And then Danielle and Garrett. This seems like Garrett is going to, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that he has to get his wife to get him divorced so that he can bring in a new wife. Like after 13 years of marriage, that just spells disaster to me. And obviously, I think the first wife, having been in a monogamous relationship that whole time, they're gonna have problems. I guarantee it. And then the Clarks, Jared just seems like he wants as many women as possible. And apparently all the ladies are gonna fight. And I don't know about this fifth family. So we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be more interesting than Sister Wives. So for those of you that are so bored with the Sister Wives, fear not, we have a new season in store. Are you excited? Are you not excited? March 22nd, 10 days from today. Let me know in the comments below. Bye, guys.